Hi, this is Rich. Welcome back. I just finished week 74 on Wegovy. I took this week's shot just a few minutes ago. So far, so good, I guess. Uh, I've since I've restarted taking the drug now. As you may recall, a couple of months ago, I lost the ability to get the drug. My insurance company denied it, even though I had lost 90 pounds. And I knew I was struggling over the last several months, many months before that. I was surprised they canceled it, and then somehow they uncanceled it and allowed me to start taking it again. So I've been taking it again, and I missed 2 weeks of time taking the drug, and over that 2 weeks, I did gain weight. Right, just not taking the drug for a couple of weeks caused me to gain weight, or gave me an excuse to gain weight. Maybe might be the better way to say it. I don't know. But anyhow, I have been taking it, and I've lost a little bit of weight. I've lost the weight I gained and lost a little bit more, but not as much as I would hope. And I'm in the position now where I have to decide what I'm going to do. Am I going to continue taking the drug? Am I going to do something else? I don't know. I will. I will let you know next week what I decide after talking with my doctor. Anyhow, I want to talk about something that I did this week, which was I partook in a lot of celebratory food. Not good, and it was hard, right? I really did try to be good this week. And if you had talked to me, this is a Saturday. I tape these things on Saturdays, and if you had talked to me on Monday, I would have said, "Hey, I'm going to have a really good week because I Saturday went well, and Sunday went well, and Monday went well." It's like, oh boy, I'm going to do well this week. And then Tuesday, we had cake at work, and it wasn't just a piece of cake, the little 9-inch by 13-inch little square cake that someone brings in. Oh, no, no, no. We had cake that was from a sweets shop, and it was, I would say it had to be 6 inches tall. It was at least as long as a dollar bill, and a dollar bill is 6 inches tall. So, and it was at least that tall. The frosting was made out of Oreo cookies and cream cheese. That tells you the kind of cake I was eating. It was, and I didn't get a little piece. I got a big wedge. Yeah, and I ate it all too. So I had that going for me. And then we went out to dinner for the work function afterwards, and I got this big steak, and it was huge, and it had some sort of sauce on top that was it was cream and butter and things like that, and it was so good. And you know what? It was one of those pieces that I think a serving size would have been maybe 20% of that steak. Oh, I ate it all. Right? I just gobbled it down. And they had appetizers. I had appetizers, and then we had alcohol, and I had a beer. Yeah, I just said, okay, but that was just one day, right? That's no big deal. Well, then at work the next day, I went to lunch, and they had this really good. They put out custom desserts once in a while in my cafeteria. We have my work is so great. They have a really nice environment to work in, and they have uh, kitchenettes on multiple kitchenettes on every floor where they give you free coffee, including if you wanted to high end coffee with lots of sugar in it, right? So French vanilla coffee or um, the chocolates coffee, all that stuff. I don't know coffee that much. I just know coffee and French vanilla coffee, which I know French vanilla coffee is hundreds of calories per cup, right? It's so I just drink the regular coffee, and I don't put any sugar in it. So try, because otherwise I'd be eating my whole day of calories just in drinking coffee, because it's so good. You want to lick at the bottom of the cup. It's so good. So, but our cafeteria, we have a full on cafeteria with all of this food and different choices, and there's multiple places, bars that you can go to where you can get a sandwich or a full on regular hearty dinner type meal, or a salad bar or a grill where you can get hamburgers and fries and onion rings and all that stuff. And then they have a specialty place where they have vendors come in and serve their wares once a week. And I go there, and it's more expensive, but it's delicious. But the way they make it delicious is got to be that they're putting in a lot of fattening things, sugar and fats and things like that. So yeah, I just couldn't help myself. And then they had these really great chocolate covered. I want to say they're like Rice Krispie treats, and I took one of those, and yeah, I just can't help myself. So yesterday, I'm not done. Yesterday, I went out to lunch at Chili's, and I don't know if you've been to Chili's lately, but oh boy, they have good food, right? They really do. If you haven't been to Chili's lately, you need to look them up online and see their meals, because they're really good now. I think they were always good, but they were really good. And yesterday I went, and I was hungry, and I tried to be good. I tried to order the Fiesta salad thing that had only 600 calories to it, but then we got appetizers, and I gobbled down all the appetizers, and then I came home and I ate dinner, and it's like, oh my gosh, a Chili's hamburger and fries, one of their higher end hamburger and fries is like 1,600 calories if you look at their menu, right? It's like, well, this is 11. If you look at the menu, it says the hamburger is 1,100 calories, and then the fries are another 450 calories, right? So I did not do well yesterday. I could have done worse. Is all I could justify, is that I could have got a worse meal, and then on top of everything else I ate. But I really need to understand how I can do better going to restaurants, because I have to be able to go to restaurants. I'm not willing to just say, oh well, I'll never go to another restaurant. So I have to plan. But I don't care for the plans that I see out there. So I asked Gemini or Google, their AI component, give me some advice on going to a restaurant. And here's what it said. It said, well, make a plan. Look at the menu beforehand and pick out your lower calorie meal. Okay, but that doesn't count for the appetizers at the table orders. And then it said, take half of your meal and box it up right away when it comes to the table. It's like, I don't think that's reasonable, right? That I think it's kind of, I think it would be kind of off-putting if someone like me did that. Now, we do that with other family members, and it's perfectly fine, because we're trying to get part of the food out of their way so that they can enjoy their meal. And they're certainly not going to eat the whole thing anyhow, because they're a little bitty old lady, and they're only going to eat half of the burger. So we get that out of her way. But for someone like me, I think it would be weird. I do. I think it would be. I think the rest of the table would kind of, even if they didn't say anything, I think they kind of think, oh, that's kind of weird that you do that. And then the other thing it said was, don't go hungry. Have a snack beforehand. That's just more food, right? And come on, if I'm going to a restaurant, I'm going because I want to eat, not just the atmosphere. And the problem with Chili's is it's very festive. They have the music playing, but not too loud, right? I'm an old guy, so if it's too loud, I don't like it. But it was at the right temp, at the right volume, and they have the menu was from top to bottom delicious looking, and the server was great, and the atmosphere was wonderful. So I don't know. I wonder if you have any tips, because I'm not caring for the tips that I'm seeing right now, and I've got to figure it out. I've got to figure a way to have restaurants in my life sometimes without coming back here on the Saturday and saying I gained weight again. Anyhow, let's talk about something a little more fun. Recently, I was at a party, and one of my buddy's wives is a doctor, and I was talking to her, and there was a lot of noise in the background, a lot of music and people talking, and I was constantly saying, huh? What? Pardon me? What'd you say? And she said, Rich, I think you're going deaf. I have to be honest, that was hard to hear. No? Well, and I was talking to her at this party about the stress that I'm under, and maybe that's having something to do with my inability to lose weight. And she says, well, then do this. She says, just drink a beer after a bath. I couldn't even finish drinking the bath. No? Okay. Anyhow, how did I do this week? Well, I was kind of so-so, right? I was doing really well in the beginning of the week, badly at the end of the week. I gained 1 pound, which is not that bad, but it's a gain, not a loss. I'm down 89 pounds. I'll see you next week.